fun over there. Shut up the damn. We sharing the live, sharing the damn live, sharing the live. We sharing the damn live. Say it again. What are we saying now? I mean, I'm texting clients that want that tube stick. It's the Ricky Freaky Jiggity bounce. It's that I mean that insert here. That there. Yes. Riding what I'm talking riding rotate. Me. I mean, I'm giving them they fulfilling fantasies, if I can say that. I'm selling the intellectual properties of it. The digital copy. Yes, yes, yes. I'm escorting them to their ultimate fantasy. Yes. Yeah, what happened? Because I said let me share it, and you got the button on up there to share to my channel. Because it joined to my channel, you have the button on. That's what I said earlier. It's a simulcast. When you have the blue button at the top, you've turned it on to where people can add this stream to their channel. That's what I said earlier. Yeah, it's called a simulcast. Yeah, so that's people from my channel. Yeah, you're just getting people from my channel too to watch. Yeah, so your channel's going live, my channel's going live, but it's me sitting on your live. Yeah, it's just yeah, it's just pure simple. Yeah, that's just introducing people to my people. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's why I use Restream because you can merge the chats and I mean you can show everybody's chat on one thing. That's why I use Restream. I don't like StreamYard. Yeah. Yeah, see, look, restream. When you use it, you're able to like overlay everybody's comments when you merge channels to all at once. Yeah, heck yeah. That's why I use that, and it's better. Yeah, see, I'm live on one of my pages now, right? Like, if I drop the link in my thing, you will be able to come over and link your channel. And but see, my restream is different. It's totally different from StreamYard. I like it. It's way better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. You should. I'm not. My channel. My channel's not even monetized, so I'm not benefiting anything. I'm just sharing a lot. because that a lot of the people in the Mo3 sector struck my pages competing for content. Yeah, yeah. I make my money teaching people how to use this and getting, learning familiar. Like I make more money. Well, I've made more money on Bigo. So, I be everywhere. But yeah, I made 30 bands off of Bigo. For real. Yeah, so I don't, yeah, and I've been on YouTube 16 years. I've been on the internet 21 years. So this is what I do. Like this networking, this is what I do. That's all. Yeah, I was just that me saying can I share it because it's an available button to share it to my audience. Now I got a lot of men that follow me. Maybe they want to come and listen to some women. That's it. Yeah. Here. I'll take it off now since you're making a good deal. I'll take it off. Here. And I'll even delete it. Here. I'll take it off. I just won't network like that no more. It has the same thing. Yeah. Yes. They have everything. Now you can go to the settings and just turn it off. Nah, I'm good. Hey, because y'all talking at the same time. All you got to do is hit the settings and turn that button off. Because that's all you got to do. But nah, I don't need no views or nothing, fam. I'm good. I was just helping, fam. Yeah, I don't need nothing. Yeah, Pharaoh don't need nothing from me. Uh-uh. Yeah, and see, look, I already deleted it from right there. Just clicking on, so it's gone. I don't need nothing. Be all right. Nah, nah, don't let me slide. I mean, it was a lesson learned. Well, yeah, it's all good. I mean, don't even worry about it. See, and that's when I talk about like on Bigo, I created Bigonomics, and then I talked about. Hold on, let me say this. Then I talked about Bigo etiquette. Now on Bigo, it's all about your fan support. Like y'all will let y'all fans run off new audiences that'll help you make your quota. You know what I'm saying, or whatever you're trying to do. But that on Bigo, that's because everybody's spending money and everything is based on money. YouTube is not the same. Some of these people are paying $2.99, $6.99, and they're content with just doing that and just being a part of it. But it's mostly men hating. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have brought more men that spend a lot of money. That you did what I'm saying, but that's how you come, man. Y'all got to be careful because some of these people run Bigo. But that's what I'm saying. I didn't mean no harm, but y'all better be careful with these. Y'all better be careful. Let me say this. Y'all better be careful. Better be careful with these hating men that don't. Let me finish. Can I finish? No, I just want to finish what I'm saying. I'll talk to y'all later. I can't do all the yelling. Yeah, I can't do that shit. Yeah, nah, I can't do that. These motherfuckers yell too much. Fuck all that. I can't do that. That's too much yelling, man. Jesus. They just be yelling. Stop yelling. God damn. What is going on? What's up, everybody? Let's talk about Carmen. Yeah, I can't. That's too noisy, fam. And then them niggas be hating, boy. Like you can't even help people. That's why you gotta find different circles, man. I've been working on finding different circles on here. You know, that's what I've been on. Finding different people I can mingle and network. I can't do all that loud fucking yelling and disrespecting, and I can't do that shit every day. That shit is a fucking headache. Yeah, that's a headache. You dig? That is a headache. I'm sorry. Well, what's up, everybody? We just on Ratchets Live, kicking and cooling, you know what I'm saying? Getting to it. And it was interesting. Interesting. It was. Learn a lot of new little things, you know what I mean? Just a few things, you know what I mean? Nothing major, you know what I mean? Shit crazy. God will do what he said he will do. He will stand by his word. He will come through the weapon formed against me. Shall prosper. It won't work. All right, so I'm waiting on somebody to come so we can talk about this carbon. Yippee, yippity, 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 oo-da-dee, da-dee, da-dee. I said, yippity, da-dee, da-dee, da. Okay, so I want to see how many people can add to the carbon conversation because I'm going to have to clean this board off. And we're going to have to talk about carbonation, nigga. You. Did I take a picture of this already? I think I did. Yeah. Okay. I want to see how many people will chime in on this conversation. Carbon denominators. What is carbon? What is carbon? Carbonation. What is carbon? Carbonation. Okay, so boom.
RPGX is the best browser.
Carbon is the best carbonated solution. Carbon is so symptomatic. Okay, so I just found this video, and I think that this video is vital. We are going to watch this video because he is demonstrating what carbon actually does. And that is crazy that he has a slab of chicken to do this demonstration. So let's put this here and put this copyright up for a few minutes. And yes, fair use, fair use, fair use. Can we get the caboose? Boom. So I'm going to get right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to get to the side real quick. Boom. Let me get up underneath, blow them up some more. All right. So carbon, y'all. We're going to listen to this and we are going to digest this.
Hi, today happened to be a hot day and it's the right time for grilling this carbon-containing meat with the help of pure carbon in order for this carbon-containing body to finally be able to breathe out some carbon dioxide. Why so much carbon, you may wonder? Well, let's find out. quite often during some regular experiment when I mix one with another, or for example set something on fire. I remember my favorite fantasy worlds. That's probably why I like Raid's Shadow Legends. There is a very nice thick fantasy atmosphere, a lot of champions with their own unique skills and epic bosses, fight with which are remembered for a long time. But I especially like High Elves in Raid. They have a long and rich history here. And at the moment, the Kingdom of Avira is the most beautiful and powerful country in the world of Raid Shadow Legends. My favorite champion from the High Elves faction is Vergis. He holds damage well and places useful buffs on his allies. Anyway, the game is immersive in itself and does not forget to develop. Recently a new faction has appeared here, the Sylvan Watchers. It includes forest elves, ents, druids and fairies. I haven't played them yet, but I definitely will. Moreover, a new season of Forge Pass has already started. You can get the most powerful equipment that has ever been in the game. Also, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you can get your nature. This element takes the lead in disguising itself as the most unusual and expensive things. For instance, I grilled this shashlik using pure carbon in the form of charcoal. You can also use graphite, which also consists of carbon, to write on a sheet of paper, and the strongest and hardest natural material diamond also consists of pure carbon. All of this is a result of a property called allotrophy, which allows one chemical element to take different forms, changing the location of atoms within a crystalline grid of a certain chemical, and carbon takes the lead in this. To make it more understandable, let's take some regular charcoal, which mostly consists of pure carbon, that is loosely distributed carbon atoms bound together by weak double bonds, which makes the molecular structure of a piece of charcoal look not so robust. It is this property which makes charcoal have such a high chemical activity. In other words, it burns well in the air and easily reacts with other chemicals, for instance with oxygen from the air. Besides oxygen, charcoal also reacts well with some oxidizers, for instance such as ammonium nitrate. That's why sometimes I like adding some ammonium nitrate to the leftover shashlik charcoal, which makes all the charcoal burn out instantaneously without leaving a mark, because the reaction products of ammonium nitrate and charcoal are purely gaseous. But still, besides charcoal, which produces heat suitable for grilling shashlik, there exists another form of carbon, which is graphite. Carbon atoms in graphite have a more organized structure. In turn, this has a significant impact on the properties of the obtained material. Graphite is not as fragile and soft as charcoal, and when attempts are made to burn it, graphite doesn't react with oxygen from the air that well. For instance, if you try to burn a regular pencil in pure oxygen, then wood will burn well, just as it's supposed to, and the only thing that will be left after burning the pencil is graphite lead, which burns very poorly even in the stream of pure oxygen. The only time when you can see graphite burn is when it is burned at a very high temperature. For instance, when copper is melted in a graphite crucible. As soon as graphite starts coming into contact with oxygen from the air, it immediately starts burning with a hardly visible bluish flame, and it looks quite stunning. It's a pity though that this spectacular occurrence is quite expensive, because flame gradually reduces the thickness of a graphite crucible, and in some time it will need to be replaced. But still, in my opinion, graphite crucibles are the most
Skin covers all our bodies, but its color varies from person to person. To understand why, we need to peer inside its layers. Skin cells and their allies, hair, sweat, and oil glands, form a first line of defense from the environment. Skin's three main layers are each a distinct community of cells with different jobs. To see what gives skin its color, we need to focus on the outermost layer, the epidermis, and two important cell types, keratinocytes and melanocytes. The keratinocytes are the cells that form the surface of the skin and are on the front line for taking insults from the environment. Deeper down in the epidermis, right at the base of the layer, we find the melanocytes. These star-shaped cells produce the important pigment melanin. Let's zoom inside a melanocyte to see how this works. Melanin is produced inside what look like spheres throughout the melanocyte. These are the melanosomes. Chemical reactions inside melanosomes turn the amino acid tyrosine into melanin. The proportion of two main forms of melanin produced, a reddish-yellow type versus a black-brown type, the total amount of melanin in each melanosome, and the number of melanosomes in the epidermis all vary from person to person and determine their skin color. Melanosomes are the melanin factories inside melanocytes. But for melanin to do its job, melanosomes need to be transported to the keratinocytes via the melanocytes' long projections. Inside the keratinocytes, some melanosomes form a cap around the cell nucleus. The melanin inside the melanosomes absorbs the ultraviolet energy from sunlight, reducing the amount of ultraviolet radiation that reaches the nucleus, and in particular, the DNA inside the nucleus. Ultraviolet radiation can cause mutations in DNA that can lead to cancer. When ultraviolet radiation increases, melanin production increases, and more melanosomes are delivered to keratinocytes. Most people can adjust to greater exposure to the sun by turning up melanin production.
Started rolling. What is melanin and what is carbon? Tell us about those two minerals, or whatever they are.
Melanin is not a mineral.
Okay.
Melanin is a word that was used to describe a certain biological function. But that particular identification or category or thing, melanin, is a European identification of what they think activates those neurons in our body that makes us black. But when you break down our body, our biological structure, into what we would have to put it in, which is chemistry, biochemistry, melanin has no place. It's not to be found. What is found in the body that is attributed to melanin is carbon. Carbon not only determines the quality of life in black folks, carbon determines the quality of life in every living plant that exists that is natural. If carbon is absent, there's no life. Melanin, what is it? I don't know.
Why are white people trying to get some? It's a Greek word, melanos.
Well, white folks talk about protein. What is protein? They say one of the 19 amino acids, the building blocks of life. But I know for a fact that that is not a true statement. Because protein, if it was the building block of life, what happened to the gorilla that lives 180 years without eating anything that's contained protein? Unless they're going to say that the plants contain protein too. They're always saying things, and because we have no laboratories
Thank you, Chief.
to investigate those things, then we have to swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Miss Frances Welsing mentioned melanin. And I asked her, what is this thing? And I know she could not adequately answer the question because she was trained by someone European. So when you are trained by a European and told these things, you have to regurgitate these things. But no, they are completely in error.
Okay, we're going to take a little break for the phone.
We have to be careful. Remember, it is like a brother recommended that you use comfrey for your bones. That is in the books. From a European philosophical base. But when you look at the comfrey bit, you find that comfrey contains starch. Again, another European philosophy. Melanin falls under the same category. It is a belief, not a reality. I was told in Washington, D.C. that I was violating one of the most sacred code or law of nutrition when I deprive a killer strout of protein. So I asked Dr. Steinberg and Dr. Glutt at the Georgetown Pediatric Hospital. Did you give her protein 5 times a day? You did. Was she under your care for 2 years? Yes. Now, if she did not receive any of those things that you call protein, and she no longer has sickle cell anemia. So where is the validity of this thing we call protein? Is it equity or is it deficit? We don't know. This is why Dr. Sebi, when he embarked on this journey of healing, many was asking me, well, why are you so concerned with the scientific aspect of this thing? I say it is necessary not to heal. To heal it is necessary to understand the scientific aspect of it. But you must understand the herb that corresponds with the disease that is manifesting. And the only way you could do that in the Western world, and to prove that you would be respected as someone that could be of usefulness, is to enhance oneself with the words that describe certain things. And that is the science of biochemistry. I had to, because my challenges would be from a scientific base. And if I didn't understand science, then I would be lost. And they would gain momentum when they should not. So I decided to go into the scientific understanding of these things we call herbs. And what we found, that there is nothing on the planet that assimilate and could be of usefulness, save that substance is electrical. And the only electric substance on the planet is a natural plant. Not comfrey, golden seal, peppermint, aloe vera, and the rest. They are hybrids. But how many brothers and sisters in America or anywhere in the world qualifies to offer a challenge when we have nothing to test that which we are given for validity? No, I do not subscribe to melanin or to comfrey. So we have to again go back to the drawing board. The Usha research disregard the word melanin. For instance, if melanin determined life, why is it then that when people come to us with nerve problems, with energy problems, we give them the substance known as iron, which is a mineral. Straining that iron with carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, the CHO chain is the chain of life. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Melanin has no place in that biochemical structure. So I'm very extremely sorry.
Okay.
Or category.
What the hey? I sat up and I was like, that's crazy because yes, even the stars are named by man. You dig? And even English is named by man. Even I was like, I seen something the other day about the Geneva Bible, and I was like, I want to go look at that. I've never even read that motherfucker. Cat. Let me just look at that. And I'm like, well, damn, let me go look at this. Well, let me go, damn, man, let me look at this. Let me look at that. I've been on this for a while, quite some time now with Dr. Sebi. I even joined a university, one of them accredited universities to further my education in natural medicine. But I quit because they kept on telling me that their teachers were saying most of the stuff in there, a lot of the stuff is not true. So be careful, you know what I mean? But whatever the book says, just do it for the test. And I said, I ain't doing that. Man, I'm not finna keep putting out because that doesn't even make sense. To put stuff down on the test that's not accurate, so I just said, fuck that, right? And so I showed you 3 stages of carbon, right? I showed you activity, right? That produces or houses carbon, mixing the chemicals with carbon. Then I showed you the clinical what the sir word or surname that they use in place of what carbon does. And then I showed you a conversation with Dr. Sebi and how he expressed that melanin is just the word that describes what carbon does. Now that's crazy. You dig? So I want to know what do y'all feel about carbon? What do you think about carbon? Like how do you see carbon? Do you know about carbon? Do you even like I mean, a lot of people argue fucking religion and stuff, but I want to argue physics. I want to argue biology. I want to argue. Um, I want to communicate about things that mean a little more than what I mean. Like I can't argue with people every day. I can't do this shit. I'm not even made like that. Yeah, I can't even do it. I don't got it in me. You did. My nigga Blake Dozier. Seen this nigga in forever. I ain't seen this nigga ass in forever. That's my partner. Oh, this nigga rapper? Oh shit, that's crazy. The niggas getting it in. Shout out to my nigga Stun Doja, man. I see you, my boy. I'm seeing a lot of people I ain't seen in years in my stories now. Nah, Midland is just a word, but y'all don't have nothing? Cause I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to show it and see what people say because it's not, I mean, it ain't really much you can say because it's just a word, man. You know what I mean? Uh, oh my God. Got lint in my hair. Um, I think we just been lied to, cuz like I think it's a lot of lying going on. we just I mean, I understand that everything has to have like a name or a classification, but when black people run around and say, "Yeah, nigga, we got melanin in our skin," nah, nigga, that's just a word that they name the action of carbon. You dig? So it'd be crazy, man. And like when you hear people talking, like he don't even got a book in his hand. He's just talking. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So and it's like it just feels like we have to learn how to talk to the colonizers first and then express our idea. You dig? That's what it feels like. It feels like I think that's how it's supposed to go. We need to learn how to talk to them. Exactly. Having melanin and not having melanin was only made to divide people. Yeah. So I think if we fucking um I think if we fucking yeah, exactly, because everybody has certain levels of carbon. You dig? So I think, let me see. Yeah, I think it should be agreeable, man. That niggas, you know what I mean, like learn how to conversate, learn how to be in the discussion with these people, but then introduce um our instituted ideas. Cause I remember hearing about castor oil, witch hazel, fucking like back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, knowledge is fucking grand. You can get that knowledge and be in the zone, you dig? And then um yes, it's a lot, man. So I think the way people apply themselves has to be re-administered. So what is your purpose for going to college? I think it's to learn the way up because that's what they did to us. When they came into our habitations, they learned us. They learned our language, they learned our culture, they learned how we move, how we talk, they learned our psychology, they learned every motherfucking thing, right? And then they overthrew us. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just gonna take like a couple generations, probably about maybe 100 years of just doing this, grooming probably about 1,000 or 200, 300. I say from one to about 100, maybe 300 years of grooming the children to have more illustrative, administrative, you know, I got another word, grandeur. Howdy, uh, ma'am of the night.
Hi,
How are you
I'm
doing?
listening to you.
Oh wow, that feels pretty good to know that you were listening, watching but listening. You dig? You dig? So, but yeah, this is some powerful stuff because, like I say, I showed three visuals: a conversation about carbon, um, a a teaching or illustration hiding carbon, and then a visual. The first illustration was showing carbon, showing the effects of using carbon or what carbon mixed with other things, and just how it looks. You fucking put a chicken over a fire, the carbon activates and it blackens the chicken. Y'all seen that in the beginning, right? Then you have people explaining carbon and they're putting melanin in the front of it, right? They're putting the word, they're describing it with their Spanish, Spaniard, Latin, whatever terms, English, European terms, right? To take away, what is it? CHO, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, like those compounds. That's crazy that this is the world we live in. You dig? And I am so fidgety with my fucking body because I actually did this, y'all. Watch this. I did this. Um, I can't help it. I can't help it but to know that this shit exists. You feel me? So me living with Asperger's, I'm so fucking like my nerves are bad. Like they're the worst, guys. I am not lying. And immunology is something that people need to understand, you dig? But this shit is crazy. Watch this. Listen to this.
Microscope. I'm talking about the billions, yes, billions with a B, of microorganisms that live all over our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
People, we are not alone.
We ain't alone.
From a distance, this freshly scrubbed person looks clean and bug-free. But deep on the surface of our skin is an ecosystem you may not be aware of. Those are Demodex mites. We all have them, and they're found on the scalp and face. See those guys? They're chilling in the roots of your eyebrows right now. Nice. These micromites eat the dead cells on our skin surface, and they usually don't cause problems. Although, now that you know you have them, it'll probably keep you up at night. The human body has about 10 trillion cells, but get this, it hosts up to 100 trillion bacteria.
Your fucking skin is gonna start crawling, knowing that
Lucky for us, microbes like this live on us without causing disease.
Man.
But they do make their presence known. When your body produces sweat, it's odorless. But when these guys digest it and poop it out, that's when things get stinky. Now, don't let all this freak you out. There is a silver lining, and it's that you're never, ever alone. Oh, hey guys, what do you want to do for lunch? Not dead skin cells again. How about Chinese food? Not Chinese skin cells. These guys.
That's just the short version.
The skin is the body's primary barrier against physical insults and microbial pathogens. It represents a unique environment in which immune cells interact with skin cells to maintain tissue homeostasis and induce immune responses. The skin is composed of epidermis, dermis, and a subcutaneous fatty region. Commensal bacteria, fungi, and viruses living on the skin have beneficial effects in the protection against pathogens and in wound healing. The epidermis is composed of highly specialized epithelial cells known as keratinocytes. They are continuously replenished from just one layer of basal keratinocytes, which divide frequently. Dead cells called corneocytes form the outermost layer and are largely responsible for the barrier function of the skin. In the dermis, cells known as fibroblasts secrete elastin and collagen fibers that form a dense extracellular matrix. Blood capillaries irrigate the dermis, while lymph fluid is drained through lymphatic vessels to lymph nodes, specialized immune structures in which immune cells are activated after pathogen encounter. Diverse and functionally specialized immune cells populate the skin. In the epidermis, a specialized subset of dendritic cells, called Langerhans cells, sample antigen. They project dendrites upward towards the cornified epithelial layer and sample bacterial antigen such as toxins. Langerhans cells appear to be both anti-inflammatory and activatory depending on context. Dendritic cells in the dermis are highly efficient at capturing dead cells and presenting antigen, such as viruses, other intracellular pathogens, or skin-associated self-antigen, to T cells. If dendritic cells are the immune sentinels, T cells are the immune effectors. Healthy skin contains more than twice the number of T cells found in the blood. Most of them are memory T cells that have previously encountered antigen and can be rapidly reactivated. T cells in the epidermis are mostly CD8 T cells, a subset that becomes cytotoxic and kill target cells upon activation. They're long-term residents in the epidermis, mostly disconnected from the circulation. T cells in the dermis are mostly helper CD4 T cells, which have a more modulatory role in the immune response. A variety of other immune cells, such as natural killer cells, eosinophils, and mast cells, are present in the dermis and might be involved in allergic reactions in the skin. Dendritic cells and keratinocytes sense tissue damage, such as wounds or cold sore lesions that occur when latent herpes virus reactivates, and they do that through evolutionarily conserved receptors that recognize pathogen-derived molecular patterns or host-derived molecules that are exposed by cell death, such as DNA. Keratinocytes produce antimicrobial peptides, which can kill bacteria directly, inflammatory mediators, such as interleukin-1 or IL-1, which activate dendritic cells, and chemokines, which recruit neutrophils, macrophages, and T cells. Activated dendritic cells migrate to the lymph nodes, where they present antigen from the site of infection to naive T cells, priming them to activate and differentiate into effector T cells. Activated T cells return to the skin and kill infected keratinocytes to control viral infection or secrete signals that recruit additional immune effector cells. Following viral clearance, memory CD8 T cells persist in the epidermis to provide immunity for future encounters with the same virus. Immune responses can become dysregulated and cause skin disorders such as psoriasis or atopic dermatitis. Psoriasis is a lifelong inflammatory skin disease characterized by scaly reddish plaques. A combination of environmental and genetic factors confers susceptibility to the disease. Physical injury or inflammation can trigger the formation of an acute lesion. The antigenic trigger is unknown, but current models propose that stressed keratinocytes might release self-DNA, which in complex with an antimicrobial peptide activates dermal plasmacytoid dendritic cells to secrete high amounts.
Now, ain't no nigga gonna be able to understand none of this shit, right? Because they use so many letters and fucking numbers just to describe what the fuck it is. Man, what is the chemical fucking compound that kills the fucking bad fucking shit that's in your skin? Why can't you just say what the chemical is to get rid of whatever the ailment is? You dig? Like, we've gotten so civil with words, we've turned into some fucking computers, to some robots, where we're a totally different society of people where man, it's so crazy, but they've created so many new diseases and so many new T cells, so many new skin bugs. Like, bro, it's hard to keep up. You dig? All distractions, my nigga. So they'll have a doctor say, hey, well, your philebotubatoid has been ruptured by your oligoliminoid. And you got your facilitators are not even working with your rotators. Like, bro, leave shit alone, bro. Like, these people they're not gonna ever learn. Like, stop fucking with shit. You dig what I'm saying? So these they can basically tell us anything. They can tell us any fucking thing. Yeah, they can basically tell us anything. And since we don't have the clinical wherewithal, we don't know what the hell they're telling us. Yeah, most of the time we don't know. That's why when Roy Lee passed away, they didn't know how sick he was. So of course it's gonna be difficult for him to get the adequate help that he needs. When he got shot and then the blood clot developed because he had somebody.
Well, I guess the most thing is those T cells.
Say again. Say again.
See, T cells, because that's what if you don't have enough T cells, that's what your body can't fight.
Right.
Your body can't fight off. Your immune system is weakened. But the question is, what is a T cell?
Exactly. They won't even say what it is. So when carbon affects the skin color, they're just not giving us full clarity on what things are. Solutions. We don't even eat the proper foods, guys. You dig? They haven't even give us a proper nutrition. Don't none of the stores in our neighborhood contribute to a better health.
Well, the thing is, I was reading, it's this treatment that they use carbon to they use this laser treatment where they use carbon. I'm about to look it up. I was reading it. And
what's it called?
And when you get this treatment done, it darkens your skin. So people that have to go through this treatment, they have to they give them like, I guess, skin lighteners or whatnot, because the side effect, here you go. It's called CO2 laser treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But the side effect is that it darkens your skin. So, but they're using carbon dioxide.
You see what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You see, carbon darkens the skin. So there has to be something in our genes that carbon attaches to that gives us a darker tone. And we
So
tolerate it.
what we're breathing is carbon dioxide.
Right.
So when you talk about carbon, let me see something.
Okay, look, you know how the brown bottle of hydrogen peroxide, you see that? It's in a brown bottle. I mouthwash with it all the time, right? Are you listening?
Let me look it up.
Listening. Peroxide, you can't gurgle at all, right?
See, look. This right here.
You got to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they put it in a brown bottle? Why do they put hydrogen peroxide in a brown bottle? Why? Why do they put peroxide in a clear bottle? Why? Colors are indicators. You dig? Colors are indicators.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Of course, you should. There's no reason not to. I'm telling you.
Well, most chemicals they put in dark bottles. Okay, so can I tell you something? Hmm?
Go ahead.
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is the thing. This is just a theory. So a lot of people assume that the sun darkens you because you're dark. But for us, we can as we get older, usually black people get white spots on their skin. So typically
Mhm.
we associate the sun with darkening you, but if you really pay attention what the sun does, if something is light, it makes it dark. If something is dark, it takes the color, it will take the actual color out of something. So like your furniture, anything that has color, if it's in the sun, it's going to extract the color out. So this is why with like most chemicals and like products, they always put it in dark bottles to actually block out the sun. So when we think about the sun, we just assume that it means that you're dark. It darkens you, but you got to remember that before there was darkness before light. So where does the darkness come from? It doesn't come from the sun. So where does the darkness come from?
It's carbon.
Right.
Carbon kills oxygen. So if the vast was nothing but carbon, the void was nothing but carbon. But even the word void, it's just
Mhm.
carbon. All right.
Right. But I thought carbon was a chemical. It comes
It
from.
is a chemical compound, but it like the void, that's all it was. Like think about it. They said the void, it was dark. It was nothing. Whatever, right?
Mhm.
That's all it is. It's just carbon. Is it? They say we come from the dirt. As soon as we were grafted from the dirt, now it's hypothetical, whatever, theoretical, whatever, however you say it, allegorical, then that means by time our carbonated cells hit oxygen, guess what happened? We got brighter. If you go and look here, I'm gonna show you this. This is crazy. Layers of dirt. Watch this. This is a crazy thing. Layers of dirt over oxygen. Oxygen has a lot to do with a lot. It's
Okay.
crazy when you see this. Watch this.
Okay. So I read this. It says, "What is the carbon cycle?" Right, and it says carbon is the chemical backbone of all life on Earth. All of the carbon we currently have on Earth is the same amount we have always had. So it's always the same amount of carbon, which is kind of strange. And it says when new life is formed, carbon forms key molecules like protein and DNA. It is also found in our atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide or CO2. The carbon cycle is nature's way of reusing carbon atoms, which travel from atmosphere into organism in the earth and then back into the atmosphere over and over again. So it's always recycling itself. So carbon is the same amount. So this is kind of interesting because um, it's in every part of the earth, from the air, the water
It's
to the actual.
everywhere.
It's
It's everywhere.
everywhere, and it's the basis of all life, because it forms proteins and DNAs. Now the question is, I guess, how? It says most carbon is stored in rocks and sediments, while the rest is stored in the ocean, atmosphere, and living things. Dead organisms can become fossil fuels. When humans burn these fuels for energy, vast amounts of carbon dioxide are released back into the atmosphere. This excessive carbon dioxide changes our climate, but it's been here for a long time, so I'm not quite sure. Like, if they're saying that you can't get rid of it, it's like it's just recycling itself over and over and over again.
Yeah,
Like
that's
us as
so
humans.
just think of why trees are needed. Think of why pollination needed. Think of why just look at the bedrock. Do you see that?
So I guess that's why they probably want to do population control, because the more humans there is, there's
There's
more.
too much carbon.
It's more carbon dioxide.
Yes, and people can die. They'll kill everything. So of course they have to get rid of, because we're at 9 billion people.
It says humans play a major role in carbon cycle through activities such as burning fossil fuels or land development.
Yeah. And we're making too many people. It's all it is. It's too many people. So
Because
just
there's
think.
never been this many people on Earth.
Exactly. So why you think, and they're destroying too many trees, that it's producing less and less oxygen. The ozone layer is the supposed ozone layer is depleting, so more carbon is coming from above. You understanding that? That's why the ozone layer is a problem, because there's too much carbon in the atmosphere. You dig? That carbon is going to that influx of carbon is going to shift tectonic plates. They already know it's too many people on the planet. That's a lot of fucking carbon, fam. Like it ain't even. It's too much carbon.
I'm still trying to figure out, but what is it? Like, what the fuck is it? Like they say it's stored. They said most of the carbon is stored in the Earth's crust.
Carbon is you know what paint thinner is?
Yeah.
It rips the paint off. Just think of carbon as paint thinner, but just air thinner, just anything thinner,
Mm.
right? So it's going to kill anything. If you get too much of it, it's going to kill, right?
So if we basically deplete the carbon, we're gonna die. I
Huh?
don't know. It's kind of weird because you're at one point it's
No,
saying,
no, 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 no. The carbon that is here is already underneath us. It's in the bedrock. It's in the dirt. That lighter, that darker brown dirt is oxidation. You dig? That it's less oxygen towards the top of the ground. As you go further, there's more oxygen or moisture. And you know, that ain't nothing but liquid oxygen. That's hydrogen. So there's more hydrogen in the ground. You dig? So all it is just fucking H2O. There's a lot of hydrogen in the ground. So as you get higher, here goes this oxidation. It gets drier, or hydrogen is displaced because of the oxygen. So now brown dirt is, there's no oxygen. You feel what I'm saying? So it's oxidated. Now you get the fucking that bedrock. There's moisture there. There's like, you'll suffocate where the bedrock is. You dig? But since we're breathing oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon at the same time, we can live in this shit. But if we get too much carbon, we're gonna die. So they're fucking with shit.
well, you losing oxygen because there's no more
Yes,
trees.
because it okay, it's going to take the oxygen. Have you okay, think of carbon as pepper spray. You know how they spray the pepper spray at the club and everybody gets a statter? Carbon is like these diffusers. This is called a diffuser. That right there is called a diffuser. It,
Hmm.
what I learned in HVAC is that you're wherever is not really cold, that thing just takes the heat and displaces it and puts it somewhere else. So when you take the heat out, now Celsius starts to evolve because there's no heat. Like you're displacing the heat. Nothing is cold at all. Ice is frozen, but it is not cold. For real. Water will never be cold. That's just a word, but it's, I don't know, man. It's shit. It's so much. It's so much. Like, you know what I mean. Over the years, there's so much that you just know and you learn. It's a lot. They wanted to see how strong the immune system was. Yeah, and see it. They fucking everything up now. I just hope people. I hope people like figure it out, man, and be careful because pretty soon we're gonna have to wear masks again. But uh, that filters all the carbon that's in the air. and all the extra carbon that's in the food. We're gonna have to go back to like shit. Wait till they start injecting our weed with carbon, our plants with carbon. Like, but you I don't know. I don't know. Carbon's in everything, just like the Fibonacci codes and everything. Oxygen is everywhere. And I don't know, people just gotta be careful. You just
Well, it's
gotta
kind of interesting because diamonds are made out of carbon.
yeah.
A
Uh,
diamond
so
is composed of the single element carbon.
so what type of diamonds?
It just says diamond.
All right, so you see how they make diamonds? Like they have to use another diamond. You see, they're mining these diamonds, and people are wearing these diamonds. So how did these diamonds, if they're full of carbon, why do they appear light colored?
Well, I guess you got to go through just like crystals, right? It
Now I
goes
get it. I'm just saying, like, just look
uh,
at it.
pure. It says pure carbon exists as graphite or diamond. That's pure carbon.
Yeah, yeah.
So it goes through a how does you have to say how is a diamond formed?
Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Carbon. All right, let me see. Carbon to a diamond. Boom, just like that. All right, here we go. It's called, okay, they got sky mining, transferring carbon into diamonds. All right, there's I seen one day because it's a process that they do. Because it's that one dude who be selling all that gold in New York, and I was watching him, but then I segued to something else about creating fake diamonds and how they make them.
Only $4. Gotta have a Wawa.
What if you could get diamonds from the sky? Green tech company Sky Mining says they're doing just that by using excess carbon dioxide to make a fully certified diamond, according to inventor Dale Vince.
It seems like a perfect 21st century industry to me, one that takes something we have too much of, carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and turns it into something that we like to have,
So now they're
diamonds, and
mining
we can
carbon
avoid
out
the
of the
pollution and
air
the impact of digging the
and
ground for
creating
those.
jewels.
Their technology does not even add carbon
Minerals
dioxide to
everywhere.
the atmosphere. By using wind and solar energy to capture
So now you
rainwater,
look at
they
them
manage
things
to
like, what
produce
the
the
fuck is those
hydrogen
up
needed
there?
to make methane.
Mining fucking
This
carbon.
creates what they call
Mining
the world's
diamonds.
first truly
Mining
carbon
diamonds in the
negative
sky.
fuel.
Forever,
So
diamonds
what does
are
that really mean?
forever.
Essentially, it's a profitable way to remove CO2 emissions from the atmosphere and recycle the carbon inside that CO2 to make sustainable diamonds.
We aren't creating planetary scale changes to the environment. We're just using machines to extract CO2 from the atmosphere. If you like, it's the flip side of industry today, which use machines to put carbon into the atmosphere.
Basically,
And
they're
what does
using
the
a
industry
filter.
today look
And they're
like?
pulling out the
As carbon
carbon,
emissions increase and warm the
like
planet, the
reverse
environmental
osmosis.
impact of the traditional mined diamond industry has come under pressure. There are growing calls for the miners to use more renewable energy.
The amount of carbon in a stone, in a carat of diamond, is actually relatively small. But the amount of carbon emitted to dig that same carat out of the ground is relatively huge, actually. And so, although we set out down this path to see if it was possible to make good out of something bad, excess carbon into diamonds and use it as a way of absorbing carbon, that kind of stuff, what we've found is it's got a bigger role to play in the avoided emission of carbon by making stones a different way.
That's why they
Opera
need to.
GX. Opera GX. Opera GX. Thanks, Opera GX.
Look at this. These people are pressed. They got a thing saying checking in on eyes and Duke. Why are they so pressed? Back to the diamonds. So the question,
Why do you give them? Why do you give
it
them?
pops up into my thing, and it's like, for what? So the diamonds, right? Why? What is the big deal about diamonds and carbon that they want to kill people and mine and do all of these things? Like, what is it about the diamond that's so powerful that
Because it possesses carbon. More Caucasians wear diamonds because they need that carbon.
Right? Because the hotter it is,
They need
and
that
there's always
carbon.
going to be. Don't you think
It's a
that
it's
where
a
is the?
mineral. It's a ore. We wear gold. Why do we wear gold?
Oh well,
Why
you
do
know
we
they
wear
say gold
copper?
is the most powerful conductor of
Yeah,
energy.
but most of the Caucasians, they wear fucking diamonds. If like when they get up there, they wear a lot of diamonds and rubies. And now the Asian people, they wear jasper or the green fucking gem,
Jade,
jade. I mean, so you gotta
jade.
see what I'm saying. It's like in the particular climate that you are in, the carbon or gem stones you should be wearing. You should adorn thyself.
So you're saying you should wear the stones that's in the environment that you're in.
Yes, in the geographical location that you are, you need to figure out in what geographical location you are in. Are you above sea level, mid sea level, lower sea level, above, around the equator, by the equator? How much carbon parts per billion are in your region or in your geographical location? And this is how you start working in your garden. This is, you start going to get certain stones, certain chemicals, paints that you spray on your house because they could be radioactive by um, sun rays. Sun rays can radioactivate things, cause and effect.
I mean, it kind of really. I mean,
That's a lot of work, but see, we're in a new civilization, so we got all of this technology to be able to understand it. I can say, watch this.
hmm
Hey Siri, can you pinpoint my geographical location? Hey Siri, hold on. Hey Siri, can you pinpoint my geographical location by longitude and latitude? Mm. Hey Siri, what is my longitude and latitude?
is she gonna tell you? She probably don't want to tell you that.
Yeah, because they're so sophisticated. They know people. When you ask the fucking computer shit like that, they're like, well, how do you know to talk like that? Well, you ain't fucking that intelligent. I mean, you just know how to, compute. So if I say some shit to you, you should, hey Siri, what is the geographical location for Lakeland, Florida? Hey Siri, what latitude and longitude is Lakeland, Florida? Okay. So it says 100, 170 feet above sea level. Shoot, I was already there. Hey Siri. Oh, she started malfunctioning. Now she tripping. Hey Siri. What is the longitude and latitude of Lakeland, Florida?
The hell? So I guess the thing is, even if we're trying to stop like us from like killing ourselves on Earth, I feel like nature is gonna like go through that process on its own. So if it's too many humans, because you got to think, how many times has this Earth had like climate change and ice ages, floods, where it was deserts, it used to be tropical. I think it's just a natural process because when you study, I mean, they said that there were ancient civilizations that have been here before, like the Mayans, different civilizations just disappearing. And we don't know exactly how many people could have been on this earth if they went extinct. So, as a human, if we're just part of this existence, if it's just too many of us, the earth is just going to deplete us naturally because, like you said, it's not going to be any oxygen. So you're not going to be able to breathe. So either y'all going to have to stop making as many babies or they're going to have to find space colonies for y'all to live outer space because it's just too many humans.
That's why they're doing what they're doing. They're trying to figure out how can they extend this plane
Because
because
they said it's a certain amount of
there's too many people and everything's so humane, right? Civilized people are like, you can't just go around killing people. So them creating all these diseases with mercury and COVIDs and all this other stuff. Nobody actually saying, okay, well, we don't want to kill them. Well, see, once we overcrowd the planet and carbon, how much carbon do we give off when we speak?
well, they call it your carbon footprint. So
Yes,
it's like a
but
catch-22. It's a
yeah,
balance. You need carbon, but you need oxygen.
yes, but
You
how
both.
much carbon do you expel from your damn mouth when you talk?
How much carbon? Hold on.
Yes, when you speak, how far out does the carbon project from
You
your
got to.
mouth?
You need to back up.
How much carbon can you hold in your lungs
How much carbon is expelled is
from your mouth?
when
You speak.
speaking.
Hey Siri, how much carbon? Hey Siri, how much carbon comes out of your mouth when you speak? I'm gonna look it up too.
Okay, when we breathe out, our exhaled air contains approximately 3.8% carbon dioxide.
3.8%. So what is that in ounces or in fluid or?
Well, they say it's. I don't. Hold on.
You got a link? This is interesting, yeah. This is the type of shit that that nigga Sugar Free said, man,
Well,
spit
they
coming
keep
out
cutting down all the trees. Like,
there's gonna be too much carbon in there. They gotta stop that shit. That's why they
no, we
building.
just gonna suffocate. You just literally, you're just gonna
Yes,
suffocate to death. And maybe
I,
that's why people. But then you know what I'm saying? What if we're already in that process and people don't even know why they dropping dead? Like, what's wrong with you? What's
yeah.
going on with you?
People
And
are People are dying at 50 and 60 because they're
like the
just suffocating.
respiratory, because that'll be like a respiratory condition when you
That's why
can't
they
breathe,
created COVID. That's why
like
they created COVID.
bronchitis, asthma.
That's why they created COVID because it's a respiratory disease. It's helping kill a lot of these people that can't handle too much carbon. It's that simple.
Um,
That's scary to know that that's what they're doing.
I don't.
Shit, wow.
It says that human beings produce almost 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide annually.
Mm.
It says, but the carbon we exhale is the same carbon that we inhale. So we pull it in, you're breathing, like as much oxygen that you're breathing, you're still breathing in carbon dioxide because I'm literally beside you. So it's a conglomerate of different things. That's how they're able to pull out all of these things in the air. So
Mm-hmm.
oxygen is just one of the things that's in the air. There's
Yeah.
many things in the air. So it's like the air doesn't have too much space. Now we're air signs, right? Gemini is air sign. So when we think about air, you can't see it, but it's stuff in the air. It exists. It holds things. So oxygen is not air. It's just air is holding something that you can't see that still exists. So it's like you got all of these different chemical compounds that are fighting for space and air. So if carbon is taking over oxygen, you know what I'm saying? You're literally just going to be breathing in more carbon dioxide instead of oxygen. So your body is only bringing in carbon dioxide and then it's pushing out more carbon dioxide. And then you can't even breathe a bunch of oxygen because they're cutting down all of the trees.
Yeah.
So you're just fucked.
Just fucked. Wow, look at that scene. Oh my Lord. Let's go, dude.
So, but the whole conversation started with what makes us black? Is it what makes you dark? Is it
Yeah, let's
melanin
talk about carbon.
or
Yeah.
carbon? But
Let's
then
talk about carbon.
I mean, it's like you're getting toasted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because even like think about when you're born, even when we're black, like I could go into a theory that some people don't want to accept. All seeds, the inside of all seeds are white, right?
Exactly. The sperm is white.
All
It's crystal.
so when
If
we think,
carbon,
go ahead,
go ahead.
because some black people might not want to hear this.
They don't look. I just tried to show you the layers of the dirt. The deeper that you go, it is lighter.
Yeah.
We
So
are we are lighter in the beginning. Our embryos, our fucking
and you're getting
little
toasted.
Fibonacci yeah. And soon as you start developing from whatever gene pool that you have and whatever geographical location, it's going to determine how much carbon that your body can hold.
Yeah, because like when you think about when you're a baby, you darken up. All humans darken up unless they albino. But this thing about the process of you taking your child outside, you feel what I mean? And
What color is Blanco?
white,
Why the fuck is it Blanco?
blank. I don't know. I mean, I that's like
Why do
let's
they
think
use
about chocolate.
BLACK?
What
Why do they
happens when
use
you
BLAC? Hold on, Blanco. Why do they use BLAKO or whatever? Why do they use that? Why do they use black in that in its white? It doesn't make any sense. And Spanish or whatever, that's before English. So why call something white something black?
I don't know.
So why call us black people if we're brown?
Well, that's probably because they want to attach black people to being us melanated. We got all these different terms, right? Us colored folks, the ones that's deeper skin tones.
Okay,
It's
well, the word
associated with being
negative.
evil. We associate it with being evil. So black historically is considered to be
Okay, so they call us
evil.
negro. You want to know what other word that is fucked up with negro?
I mean, you have niggas,
No,
nega.
no, 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 no,
I
no.
don't
You
know.
got the word negative associated with
But
negro.
why do we have to spell it like that? What about knee and grow?
Okay, what is NE?
K N
14.5.
E, K N E, your knee.
How the fuck, where do you get a K from?
When you spell knee, you spell it with a K, right?
Where the fuck did they get the K from?
I don't know.
Oh, because I guess the K is an
That's
11 and
like
it represents
silent.
two legs.
Why do they put letters in front of words and make them silent like psychology? Like, why do they put a PH when we pronounce it like psi?
Because that's the chemical compound.
What,
pH.
pH?
Yeah. pH is a chemical. These words are chemically based. These words are based off of chemical equations. And when you say them or use them or applicate them, It cause an effect. Like I can say pussy right now. I can say penis right now. I can say power right now. I can say principle, penny, pepper. Huh? Depending on what chemical compound or word that you use or equation that you use, you can cause an effect. You say pussy to a pervert. You see what I'm saying? You say penis to a prostitute.
Well, it invokes feelings. You know what I'm saying? It invokes
And if you
emotion.
say, hey, can I borrow a pencil so I can put a plan on this paper? What would you say?
You said, can I put a pencil or
I
put a
said,
pen?
if I said, pardon me, may I borrow your pencil so I can write this plan on this piece of paper? I have priorities.
Yeah, I probably would give you the pencil.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. If like there's certain words that you can use, like punctuation. Now, if I said, hey, let me get that, hey, let me get that from you so I can write this down. Let you get what?
A pen or a pencil.
You see, now there's question and now there's, like why, what, doubt, what. But if I say, pardon me, allow me, like it's ways that you can speak that change the course of one's perception of what you're presenting. You dig? Now I can talk like this all day in fucking chemical fucking geometry, right? And you know what I mean, just with the linguistics. Most of those Umarians that talk the way that they talk and Politians, they speak with fucking, vastified vernaculars. You dig?
Pacified.
Vastified. You dig? Extensified, vastified, elongified vernaculars, right? Dialogue with the, with
Well, it
prestige
seems
and
like
regalities. Dialogue with prestige and regalities, right? But me, I can get over here and speak geometry or some motherfucking ism and fuck them niggas' heads up, and them niggas will treat me like I'm wrong because I'm pronunciating. I am purposely penetrating your psyche with, you know.
well, I guess you could say that would be the argument with the scientific world and academia. Like, what would be the point of taking it out of layman's terms and putting it into these scientific terms? And it's not that you don't understand it, it's just that you have to understand the language that they're speaking, right? So it's like, why do we have to take it out of layman's terms for like just the regular mundane person to understand?
It's some people that will never understand, but that's what I'm saying. There's people out here that don't even get it. It's crazy that people still have to learn. Why are people still learning? If you have learned how to walk, talk, crawl, stand, run, why is it so difficult or take so long for people to learn? Who the fuck created the learning curve?
I mean, but to learn what? Because we're building on things that have already been figured
If
out.
we already
So,
have fucking exactly. If we already have brains, like when you look at something, it should be in our DNA to know what the fuck it is already because it's already been ingrained in our DNA coding. How the fuck do we all got arms, hands, and legs and shit? Unless you put foreign objects and substances in your body that causes genetic mutation, and brings about deformities and ailments and illness. You dig? I can speak all of these words in these different angles based off of retina, uh, uh, what's the word for it? Reminiscence. So there are babies that know how to say mama, dad, reach for the bottle, reach for the this and that because of this, just looking at you do it or hearing you say it over and over.
So you're trying to, well, then that goes back to what you're absorbing. Like, what do you put it, like, what are you observing? If you're not observing anything how can you learn if you're in a detrimental environment? If
So
you can observe something that it's like, that's like me, I never went to driving school. Like, I just got in a car and drove. Like when you ride a bike, right? Like my daughter, one day she just got on the bike and started riding it. She didn't have no training wheels or nothing. It took her a little longer to ride, but one day she just got on the bike and started riding. So if you can learn more about observation, then your environment to me is going to be the most important aspect of learning, because you have to see it with your eyes, and then it registers in your brain, and then it downloads and you remember it like a flash, like a hard drive. So you literally could just sit in the right environment and just download information to somebody's brain, and at some point it'll click. It'll click. So I mean, you have to look at why the environment is like that. So some environments are not conducive for learning. So how do you change that?
how do you change it?
Well, sometimes you got to start all over, because if we're building on knowledge and stuff, like each generation is getting passed down DNA information from the past generation, and they were inventing and creating stuff. So think about our mind. You don't have to think about how to create a light bulb because it's already been created. So it's not even in your thought to even think about what
Right.
is light, right?
Right.
So for our time, we have to be in a position where we're thinking what's relative to what's now, right? And what's now is outer space, stuff like that. So some people can't perceive technology to the point where you don't understand like AI, or how they're going to be able to project images where it's going to look like it's an actual person standing in front of you. So at some point, like we're on this computer, they're going to have it where you're going to be able to literally be right here in front of me, but you're going to be like a projection image, and I'm going to be able to like actually like see you. It's not going to be a computer. It'll just be you right here.
Yeah.
Who has the ability to think like that, to even have the ideas to even project that, to create it? It's their environment. Or you could just believe there's little aliens and they get all their information from aliens, and that's why we got AI technology. Or you can know that everything that's in the universe already exists and it's just application. Because that's how telescopes work. They use a piece of glass to reflect, and it reflects and it brings the image back. So this is why they need so much glass, right? So let's say me and you got a big ass piece of property, right? And we go and buy a big ass telescope like the size of NASA. They're not going to want you to do that because you're actually going to be able to see into the universe. So the bigger those big ass telescopes that they have, it's nothing but glass. So that's all it is glass. And it projects into the atmosphere, and they're able to get an image back. So you can see anything in the universe. We just don't have the ability to get all of the glass. And if they so happen to see us in the middle of nowhere building a big ass telescope, the CIA is going to come knocking on your door and going to be like, "Excuse me, what are you guys doing over there?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm building me a telescope." You could have a telescope. Do you know how big those telescopes are? Those telescopes are huge. And that's how they're able to see into the ethers. Huh? So, yeah. So, really, it's just about projection and how you're able to see things. But if you go into, you know how they say there's no gravity in the atmosphere? But what is gravity? What is that? What's gravity? So, hold on 1 second.
What
And is
is
there
the
carbon? See, is there carbon? There's carbon in space. All of the elements that are here on Earth, they're in outer space as well. What is carbon? What is gravity? What is gravity? What keeps you down here on this Earth? But this is the definition. It says the force that attracts a body toward the center of the Earth or toward a physical body mass. So what is the force? That's all they can tell you is it's the force. That's all they can tell you. They can't tell you what kind of force it is. It says the answer is an invisible force that pulls objects toward each other. Right, but what is the force? He said it's called a human being playing with the universe. What you mean by that, big facts? Us just tinkering around with stuff? If they create a spaceship, I'm getting on that joint. Are you afraid to go into? Are you afraid? But this is funny. It says gravity is by far the weakest force we know. Gravity and weight are not the same thing. Gravity makes waves that move at light speed. Gravity might be carried by massless particles called gravitons, and that's what keeps you down instead of floating. So the question is, if they say you losing gravity because in the water there's no gravity, right? So when spaceships they train in water. The reason why they train in water is because it's just like outer space. So the question is, if carbon is in water, right, and they train in water to teach you how to not be in gravity, is there
outer
carbon,
space is nothing but carbon?
right?
Yeah. The outer space, I said that. All that darkness is nothing but carbon. The firmament. All carbon. Isn't this fucking peaceful, y'all? Y'all like this? This is pretty good. Conversations over fucking moving water. Wow.
So it's my theory. Well, it says it in the Bible that it's water over top of water. What we consider to be space is actually it's water, because it's no gravity. The only thing that doesn't have gravity is water, and water is force. Like what makes water forceful? What makes water move? What makes water exist? What is water? What is it? It can evaporate, right? Just like it evaporates because it's a molecule and it's in the atmosphere. It's a composition, it's H2O. So it's H2O, it's all these, you can have all these different compounds in the sky. But when you have a large concentration of one specific thing, it's able to condense, right? And change from solid to liquid to glass. Now, the thing is, as human beings, there's something called sublime, right? And when you sublime, that means an element doesn't go through all three stages. It goes from solid to gas. It doesn't go through the liquid stage. So when you study us as humans, when you sublime, that means that our spirit will move. And this is why you would go through the fire stage. So for water, if they're saying that carbon is everywhere, it's in the earth, it's in the sky, it's in the water, it's everywhere, right? So even though it's lacking oxygen, it exists in everything. So it's everywhere. So why do they want you to drink carbon water? Why would you know what I'm saying?
Carbonated water.
Why are they putting carbon in your water?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you drink fizzy water, that's carbonated. You remember in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? At the end of the movie, right? They weren't supposed to be drinking that fizzy drink. And when he started drinking the fizzy drink, he started like elevating. And they were
Mm-hmm.
getting higher and higher. And it was a fan up top. And they were going to die because they were going to get incinerated. But he figured something out. He had to start burping. And once he started burping, he was able to come back down.
Because he started releasing carbon. When you burp, you release carbon. That's how you get it out.
So, like, let's say you going through a burp, you got gas, right? You think you got gas, but your body really might be trying to get rid of
Carbon.
carbon. Like, you might be like, oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
bloated. I got gas. So we associate carbon with dense matter, but it may create these air bubbles, right? And when you create the air bubbles, it makes you feel bloated.
Yep.
And then you feel uncomfortable.
Yep.
So the question would be, how do you balance both? Because you need both. Virgo said, we all made of stardust. Stars died for us to be here. Well, stars die every day, and there's so many stars. So what is stardust? Every star is made of something different. All stars aren't the same. Which then I could go into another theory that I could tell you where you from because I study stars and the composition of stars. So that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. Why did you delete those? Oh,
Delete what?
somebody deleted their messages.
Hmm?
Let me see
Who?
something real quick.
Who messaged?
No, I was looking at the chat. Carbon. Is carbon on other
Oh, because
planets?
he was talking trash. He said something about big arse and all this. He was trolling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they get the trolls about here.
It says NASA has detected for the first time ever the presence of oxygen and carbon. And see, my thing is they're looking for water for life, but they probably really need to look for carbon for life because they're saying that carbon is the essential thing for life. So the question is, if you're saying that carbon basically depletes oxygen, how is it the basis of life?
It's the glue, but you need more hydrogen than you need oxygen. Hydrogen oils the joint because oxygen is just air. It doesn't lubricate your joints. Doesn't lubricate your muscles. You need you need hydrogen and oxygen, but you also need the carbon. The hmm.
They say
So
water is energy.
look, all right, look, huh? Yeah,
No,
water's in you. You need water like cars need gas. All them sugars create carbon in your body, and then you get carbon in your fucking bloodstream.
so that makes me think about like when you're not eating healthy, what happens to your body when you're not eating healthy? You start getting dark circles underneath your eyes. You start getting blotches. Your skin gets
Everything,
discolored and different stuff like that. And what if
every
you just need a carbon detox?
yeah, that's the whole thing. You sell a carbon detox, man. These people will go crazy. That's a hit. A carbon detox. How do you? And then you need to figure out how much carbon are you supposed to have in your skin, in your breathing, in your nails, in your feet. How much carbon are we supposed to have in our diet, in our
But
everyday?
that might be the regeneration of life is to actually perfect that part of it. And then you would probably, but then it's going to be so many humans because you're not going to die. You know what I mean? You're going to be like everlasting. So it's a catch 22. That's why they're going to have to find other places for you to go. It's going to be too many humans here on Earth.
But look,
Or we don't have to have as many children.
listen,
You don't have to
why do
have.
you exactly listen? Why you think they're harvesting our organs? Because we have a lot of sugar and carbon in our bodies. Our bodies are oiled by carbon. So they harness us and use us like fucking vampires and zombies. Why do you think they're taking our plasma? Because we got more carbon than everybody. hmm
Well, I
What
feel
the,
like the detox is the carbon because remember the last slide we were talking about the process of sugar,
hmm
the actual process of sugar, and they said sugar is a drug, and everybody damn near all humans are addicted to like so let me tell you, one
Because
time
it has carbon in it.
I cut out sugar, right? This was
hmm
years ago, and I went on like this strict diet. So I was not eating like sugar. So one day I broke out into this cold sweat. Like I started like sweating like profusely. And then my heart started beating like really, really fast. I thought I was about to die. Like I was having a heart attack. And I was like, if this doesn't go away, I'm gonna have to go to the emergency room. But I remember I came over this entire like sweat. So when I looked up the symptoms, it's called a candida die out. So that's when your body gets rid of all of the candida, which is yeast. And we know yeast is sugar, like the carbohydrate.
hmm
But I just remember, and I was like, that's what people have to go through. They have to actually detox your body out of all of the sugar because it creates more yeast. And for women, you don't want to be yeasty. When you're too yeasty, you know what I mean? That's it's just not good for you. And maybe, just maybe, that's why some women deal with like fibroids and yeast and cyst on their ovaries and stuff like that because they have entirely too much sugar in their system. So this is why they would never take away sugar because literally if you don't eat that much sugar, you're probably not going to get that sick.
Yeah, exactly, because they ain't got no carbon in it. Look at this. It's called it's called Q Carbon One Step Maximum Cleanse Herbal Clean. They have this shit. They just people. This is the first time I ever seen this. This is a yeah
Carbo cleanse.
yeah. It cleans your fucking carbon out your body. Shit is
I mean,
fucking.
because if you think about it, it's like ashes.
Hmm?
If you think about it, it's like ashes, like
Look,
mm,
listen. Diamonds sharpen diamonds, right?
yeah.
So you have to use carbon on your skin to clean your skin. You have to use charcoal.
So we're a diamond.
We are diamonds. We're basically gems or diamonds, right? So we use uh, carbon in substances to clean us. If you brush your teeth with charcoal, what happens? Cleans you, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So carbon is good to clean with because you're sharpening, you're shining, I guarantee you the more carbon that we use, look, if my teeth are dirty and I put carbon charcoal on them, what happens? They turn white, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Well, they
diamonds.
got the toothpaste with the charcoal in it and stuff. So
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if we carbonize a lot of our products, we can win. When you cook your food with fucking charcoal, what happens? Makes it taste better.
yeah, but at the same time, I feel like if you're using like natural substances of carbon, because you can get like something could change chemically to turn into something else, just like sugar. It doesn't start off white. That's not what it start off as. And then sugar, alcohols, they can take and that's how you get the sweet and lows and stuff. It's still sweet, but it changed compounds, so it's a sugar
Why
alcohol.
haven't they made sugar-free stores? They have organic vegetable stores.
I'd rather not just eat sugar. I don't want no sweet and low.
No,
You
but
mean
this is
sugar? Oh, you saying
this is
stuff
what
with
I'm
no
saying.
sugar in it?
Yeah, just a whole store. No fuck. I'm talking every product from the bread to the juice to the milk, everything. No
But
sugar.
sugar is a preservative.
Yeah, and guess what? So that means that your turnaround on the food, you can't have it up there that long.
It's not shelf stable. That's why
Exactly.
you would never see anything with a shitload of salt or sugar.
That's why you're not supposed to pull your plants from the ground. I go and I snip my onions and I don't never take them off the ground. I just fucking snip them hoes and they keep growing because they have Fibonacci that's going to rejuvenate that plant because it just keeps growing and keeps growing. You're not supposed to take like when the apple orchards, they keep the plants up and the vines and shit because especially here in Florida, you're not supposed to take the roots out of the ground. You're not supposed to remove the whole fucking fruit. You're supposed to just pick you off some and then keep going. If you cut them off and you put them in production in the store, they decay.
I mean, yeah, because if we were eating like we were supposed to, you wouldn't have to make sugar because you could. Figs are really sweet.
Yes.
Figs,
Yes.
I love
Yes.
figs. Um, this lady I know, she's really nice, but she's a doctor, but she has like a garden. She always brings me figs. Like she always brings me figs, and they're super super sweet. So it's like, is there a difference between that natural sweetness, natural things that are sweet, versus something that you're chemically, you know what I'm saying,
Yes. Because
changing?
there's H3O inside
Which
of
is,
fruit.
oh yeah. So I have another guy. He was my old colleague. He was talking about that. It's another kind of water. It's a water that's and fruits is like more like a gel-like substance. That's probably what he was talking about, because he was turning into a fruitarian. He was turning into a fruitarian because there's a different type of water that comes out of fruits. And most of the water that you're supposed to get is supposed to come from the food that you eat. So it's not like you have to drink a gallon of water a day. If you are eating the proper fruits and vegetables, you're going to be hydrated the natural way, because those foods have natural occurring water, which is going to keep you hydrated. So, I mean, that just goes back to basic living, Pharaoh. That means that you're just supposed to live off the land. It's real simple. And you just have to, like, when I went through that Candida die out, I lost my craving. I didn't want to, like, honestly, some people don't believe me when I say this, but I believe that I'm evolving and I don't like eating anymore. And the reason why I don't like eating anymore is because my body is rejecting chemicals. Like, I can't eat it. Like, I literally cannot eat certain foods. It's
Yeah,
rejected.
I don't even eat bread no more. I got a lot of us are evolving. I stopped eating bread because I was blowing that shit up. It's
Right.
weird.
So that's what I was like. Now, the thing is, like, I feel like when it comes to food, you have to you can do the best with what you have. So you may not be able to get everything organic or local, but you want to try to do the best with what you have. Something is better than nothing. Like, you shouldn't be eating GMO, but it's better to eat lettuce versus uh some processed Twinkie. You know what I mean? That sits on a shelf for 10, a Twinkie. That's like if you go to McDonald's or something, you could leave that stuff out and it's not gonna get bad. It's not gonna spoil. It's not gonna get no mold on it. And then you gotta think about the natural process of mold, because that's how you make cheeses. And cheeses are good for you, good cheese, because it helps to digest your stomach. So there's a reason why we go through the mold process with food, because it turns it in something else that actually could be medicinal.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a snob, so
What's a snobby?
what's snobby about me?
Yeah,
I don't eat everybody's food, and
I don't either. Not supposed to.
and people will get offended. Like, they would get offended. I'm like, I just don't want to eat it. Like, I literally don't eat like that no more. I don't have a desire to eat. I lost my desire to, like, want to eat a whole lot. And I think it's because my body was evolving and it was rejecting chemicals. Because all of the food you eat is poison. Literally. Damn near all of it is poison. So I eat like a baby now. That's why I drink a lot of milk, organic milk. Now, some people will say, "Oh, you're not supposed to drink milk because it comes from a cow." And it's like, okay, so why are you eating fruits and vegetables? You're not a fruit, you're not a vegetable, but you eat fruits and vegetables, right? Milk is 86% water and is nutrient dense. So if I don't want to eat, I can drink any kind of milk.
Well,
But
people in Africa drink fucking animal milk, cow milk. They don't even eat the cow.
yeah, I love milk.
Anybody can join the live. She has the control. I have to go make me some more popcorn. But I'm putting these visuals in the background because we're having constructive communication and having these visuals to go along with this type of communication is it's gonna do what it needs to do.
Are
Okay.
you talking about the fact that I don't want to eat that food anymore? Is that what you're saying? That my body is aging and that's why my body is rejecting food? Because I don't like to eat like that anymore. I still like eating food, but I just it make like food makes me throw up. Like, bad food. processed foods, anything with like foods that have absorbic acid in it, it doesn't work for me. So now I just stick to, and I like chocolate. So chocolate is good for you, like real chocolate, dark chocolate. It has those phytonutrients in it or something. So, let's see. You said I wouldn't trust anybody cooking or nothing. Yeah, I really am, and that's as much. I love going to restaurants, but I'm starting to like. I like going out. Like I like going out, but I don't. I'm getting more and more picky about what I'm eating because I just don't know, and people are nasty and disgusting. Um, but for some people, they will gravitate towards eating less expensive foods because they feel like they have to eat more or they need more food. So, you know, and then, they end up buying foods that are not good for them. And then there's this concept of you don't want to run out of food. So you have all of these extra snacks and stuff in your house. And like, think about like if you have a house where you have like a pantry full of like preservatives and foods, none of that stuff has any nutritional value. And it's like reteaching people to think how to eat, so when you're purchasing your foods, even if you have a larger family, potatoes and rice are not really bad for you. It's just knowing how to like stretch your food out so you don't feel like you have to have all of these snacks, like to the point where it's just bad food and it's going to kill you in the long run. So it's easy for some people to eat like that, but some people it's a little hard, it's a little bit more difficult. And I mean, we're not perfect, so you might still want to eat a hot dog. You know what I'm saying? You might want to have a hamburger at a barbecue or something, but just kind of like do it in moderation. And also what I learned is I learned how to be hungry. Like that's a mind over matter thing, like knowing how to go through cravings of food, because that's a part of addiction when you crave something and you can't control your hunger pains because you're not starving. You know what I mean? There's no way you're going to die from not eating in it. Like you can eat less, right? That's the difference between starving. So I taught myself how to be hungry. So now it's easy for me, like even if you hear me say, "Oh, I'm hungry," you'll notice that I won't necessarily go get something to eat. And they say you should always drink a glass of water if you're hungry first. So that's something that, hey, church, that's something that I had to learn how to do. But I think the main thing is teaching everybody how not to eat as much. Like, especially now you from Texas. So you from Texas, and one thing we know about people from Texas, they always say everything is bigger in Texas, right? So like eating like 32-ounce tomahawk steak. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you need to eat a 32-ounce steak? Like, what is the point of you eating a big ass steak like that? What is that? Brown, what is that? Oh, that's the ant.
Mm-hmm.
So as a woman, now this is for the men, I had issues with that because I just was not going to be eating a whole bunch of stuff. But I had to remember that men are bigger than women typically, so you guys have to eat more than us. It takes more, y'all need more food because food is energy. So if the men are not getting fed properly, then their energy levels are going to be down, which means that they're not going to be able to get those phytonutrients to their brain cells. So we definitely have to make sure that the guys are eating properly. And that doesn't mean eating ho-hos. Okay? Well, what do you think about eating bugs? Because in certain cultures, they eat bugs. You gonna eat some grasshoppers? They eat
Yeah, they
ants.
showed us that in the Lion King. Them niggas ate bugs.
And
Timon
look,
and Pumbaa and Simba. They showed us.
and
Bugs
they
is where
say
it's
different bugs taste like different things. They got bugs that taste like fruits.
at.
They
Yeah.
got bugs that taste like cheese. They got
What
bugs.
do you
I ain't
think?
never
What do you
had.
think? Okay, what do you think? Bugs are vegetarians. They eat fruit and fucking vegetables. That's all they eat. They don't eat meat. Bugs don't eat meat, man. Or they
And
might
look at
drink
him. That's what he
some
about to
blood.
eat. He about to eat a bug. He about to eat that beetle.
He finna eat the bit. That's what I'm saying. They're full of nutrients, but some of them got poisons in them.
I mean, like, I know in other cultures, I never had any bugs. Like,
I've had bugs. I like bugs.
I've never tasted a chocolate covered grasshopper.
Yeah, that's so cliche.
Trish said, "No, sir, no, thank you. I'm not eating any bugs." Um,
I'm eating some fucking bugs. I don't give a fuck. I'm eating some goddamn bugs.
okay, well, you can go. Listen, we can go to you can go to Mexico. I know in Mexico they got some. They got some. You know, they have a maggot cheese that they eat over there, where it's made of maggots.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna eat no fucking mac and cheese. I ain't
Um,
finna eat no
But
goddamn
yeah,
mac.
in Mexico, I'm saying you don't gotta go to. You can go to Mexico, and they have a lot of dishes where they use bugs. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure it
I'm
depends.
probably not eating no maggot cheese though.
I feel like I might. I would try it. Not the maggot cheese, but I might try if I was in a culture where that was their delicacy or something. I probably would like if it was like stir fried ants with peppers and stuff like that. Like, what if they was them big giant ants that was like this big? But you gotta remember, desperate times call for desperate measures, right? So people had to eat what was available. Um,
Yeah, I can fuck with the bugs.
but I don't know. I don't know if it's necessary. I'd rather just not eat that much. But I don't want to eat meat because I don't like how they kill all them damn animals. But you from Texas, so it's like, why do they say that about Texas? Everything is bigger in Texas. What do you think is about Texas that makes y'all want to think so big?
Because a lot of people are retarded there.
Stop.
I'm telling you, if you listen to the way people talk, they're pretty fucking slow.
You have to elaborate on that. Like, you're trying to
They
say
think they
Texas.
think with like they think with a small percentage of their brain, so inside of their head is pretty large, and they just don't think outside. So I don't know. People are fucking retarded. You gotta hear me when I'm saying most of them people down in Texas are fucking dumb airheads. I'm
Come
telling you.
on,
I'm
come on.
telling you the truth, fam. People in Texas are idiots, fam.
Are you speaking of a specific demographic, or are you talking
I'm
across the
speaking
board?
about just the people that live down there. You go to Alabama, them motherfuckers is slow and stupid too.
Come on.
I'm telling you the truth, fam. These people are dumb. Like when you go up north and you listen to people talk, they're more articulate. They fucking um, they use like they use mathematics, they use strategy, they use a lot of different things. They use the four seasons to conduct and dictate how they move throughout the fucking world. Them country summer bitches down there in them stupid ass states, I swear to God, when you listen to them talk, you like, and then you look at them think, you watch how they move, and you listen to why they do most of the shit that they do, and you like, bro, you
What
got to be one of the dumbest summer bitches I ever seen talk. Like, listen. When motherfuckers tell you go get the what's a name, what the fuck is the what's a
That's
name?
called your vocabulary is not very
No,
large.
no, 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 no. Your stupid ass can't even formulate what the fuck you want in words. So you are so lazy and so fucking stupid. You say shit like go get the what's a name instead of properly saying go and grab the remote because your dialect is so lazy and stupid. You would rather fucking slur your words and put them together like, hey, yeah, shit, I'm finna go chill over at what's the name, Neil? What the fuck is going on?
Okay, so I would say this possibly.
Oh, shit. I
Possibly
talk
I would say
dumb
this.
because it's where I come from, but man, that shit dumb as hell.
I will tell you this. When I had moved to Florida when I was 14, they were saying that I talk white. I didn't understand. I was like, what do you mean I talk like a white
Everything
person?
outside of Texas, Alabama, uh,
I ain't
Florida,
never
Georgia,
been to
shit like that. When you listen to every other state, everybody actually pronunciates their words. I don't give a fuck where you go, but in them southern states, these stupid son of bitches do not. It's like they don't hear pronunciation. They wasn't trained or taught it. And the reason why I know that motherfuckers is dumb and slow in the South is because they let all of the smart niggas
Come
escape.
on, come on.
Listen to what I'm saying, fam. They let all of the smart niggas escape on the Underground Railroads. They let them niggas, they was like, you know what? Get all them brainiac, smart ass niggas out of here. And they let them go to all them other states. All the stupid, slow, strong niggas, they kept all they dumb asses
But what
down
if
in
they
the
wanted to
South.
stay down there? That was what
They
was
didn't.
said. They said that they didn't want to come off the plantation.
If they did stay down, if the smart ones did stay, guess what the fuck they was doing? Uncle Tom and fucking Bojangles fucking making sure that dumb slow niggas had a hard life.
I hear a bunch of gunshots.
Yeah, we in Washington D.C. in the
Did you
hood.
hear it? Could you hear it?
Nah, I heard him earlier. You scared?
No, because niggas be shooting in the air.
That's so shit. Why even acknowledge it then if you know niggas shooting in the air?
I mean, you can get hit by a straight bullet. It happens. Or they could be shooting at somebody. I remember one time I was at the grocery store. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was just like minding my business. And all of a sudden, I seen this dude coming across the parking lot, and it was a real shootout. And I got right back in the car. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like it was like the nigga seen another dude like on sight, like I've been looking for you, and he just pulled out and started shooting like right where my car was. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, why do y'all do that? Like. Nick, like, why would you do that?
So did you ask them that, or you just was in the
No,
car
I got back
saying
in
to
the
yourself?
car. I got that. It happened so fast that when I looked up, I heard it and then I looked and I seen the
Why
two
do
dudes.
women always ask fucking questions? It doesn't matter where they are. You're in the middle of a fucking war zone and you get in the car like, oh my God, why the fuck is they doing this? What the fuck do you mean? Why?
I listen. People would be like, "Why do you stay there?" I'm like, "Nigga, they be shooting everywhere. Like, what are you talking about? Don't matter where you live. And then you gonna where you like? What are you supposed to do? Like what are you supposed to do? They could shoot anywhere.
They can.
Get the hell out of there. Like, I'm gone. You got to know how to, like, I don't know. They be just shooting. So I just hope they would be a little bit more accurate in with their targets instead of just vicariously shooting. Yeah, but that's stupid ninjas though. She said, I don't ask questions. You got to get up out of there, right? You know you live a different life, like when you just automatically like nah. But didn't nobody get killed that day. I got out of there, but it was crazy because it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was on my way going to the grocery store, minding my business, and all of a sudden it was a whole shootout in front of me. And the thing is, I'm not trying to be a part of that. So I don't know. But back to, I don't know. I would say this though. I would say this. I feel like when you live up north, I think one of the differences was, for the most part, we assume the South is like the Bible Belt. So I feel like it was more closed-minded to other outside of Christianity, right? So like living up here, we were always around a variety of different types of Black people. So I'm just saying, theoretically speaking, maybe down south, there wasn't a variety of different types of Black people. Just because we're Black doesn't mean that we all think the same. We have the same religious viewpoints or anything. So when you get up north, you just get you get more Black people that don't think traditionally, far as the traditional Christian way, and that is like the anchor in the South. So if like you telling them, oh, I'm a Muslim, like it's probably different now, but oh, I don't subscribe to Christianity. The first thing they're gonna think is, oh, you need to be converted, you're gonna burn in hell. And it's like, hey bro, like I've been around Negroes that think outside of one way of thinking, and fear tactics that make you believe that if you don't claim to be a Christian, that you're going to burn in hell. That's one of the things that I think may be a hindrance, but it's probably be getting better now. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Like North Carolina and Atlanta, they have a lot of probably more and when we say conscious, I hate using that word, so I don't know another word to use, but I just mean all Black people are not the same culturally. And we put ourselves in a box. And I feel like that's a problem because you're limiting yourself when you think that all Negroes, or what you consider to be melanated brown people, are the same, and we're not all the same. So I may not relate to some of the things that you relate to, and you can't make me feel guilty because I don't relate to that shit just because you think I'm Black, that I'm supposed to relate to the same thing you relate to. So that's where I be thinking. But yeah, when I moved down Florida, that's why I came back up here. I came back up here. I was like, I can't live down there. I was like, I can't. I liked it, but I was like, I can't live down here because I was too opinionated at a young age, and they was looking at me like I was crazy in school. Oh, I was questioned. I was like, this something ain't right about this, and I could see I just could see the blatant segregation. Like, of course there's segregation, but I felt like when I was down south, I really felt like it was segregated, like with some intellectual shit.
Because it is. Because people are fucking retarded and slow down there.
Come on.
I'm telling you the truth, fam. You're not listening to me.
Well, I got up out of there. I did. I came back up, and I kind of regretted. I was like, I should have stayed in Florida. But when I moved down there, my dad, because he got married, he was like, I'm telling you, when I got, he's like, I'm trying to tell you. So he's like, these people are different. He told me, he said, these people are different. Well, they say people from Florida are special. They a little different.
They are, because they mind their business. These people are they're calm. They live like they're on the island.
What, in Florida?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with them people down there. There's too many weirdos down there.
Well, I'm not listening. From what I've seen, these people stay to themselves.
Yeah, you know why they stay to themselves? It's called leave me the fuck alone, or I got something for your ass.
In Texas, people don't stay to themselves. They, I mean, if you living out far, yes. But here in Florida, people are not bothering each other. Motherfuckers walk around this bitch like they are on an island. It's just cool.
I liked it though. I did. I just got homesick. I just like, I want to go back home. But I feel like what I liked about when I lived in Florida is because my stepmother is Jamaican. So the reason why I like Florida is because I felt like it wasn't like I didn't feel like I was like necessarily down south because it was more diverse. So it was
Yeah, Florida is not the
way
South.
more diverse.
Florida is a part of the fucking tropics.
So that's what I enjoyed when I lived in Fort Lauderdale was the diversity. I liked it. It didn't feel like I was like I just liked it. But when I lived in Orlando, it was just too fucking hot for me. Like I can't do that type of heat like that. Like that's a little bit too much heat for me. Um,
Yeah, because you wear all that fucking synthetic ass hair.
oh no. I was a teenager and I was a
Mm.
teenager. This was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I had short hair. Remember Eve? Remember Eve?
Mhm.
I had the you didn't really have to throw shade at me like that, but um I was rocking the
So you had the Love Is Blind, and then take
yeah,
over your mind.
I had the short
I don't
blonde
think
hair.
shade. I don't know what the fuck shade is. So don't ever.
Shade,
Yeah, I
shade.
don't. I don't speak that
No, we
term.
used to all that synthetic hair.
I mean, shit. I thought
No,
you
it's too
had
hot
hair
down
like
there
that.
for that shit. I was like, I can't deal with this type of heat. Like, this is too much for me. I can't deal with that type of heat. I can come visit y'all. I was like,
No,
nah.
this is the place to be.
Well, they said it didn't work. Well, my father, he went down there. He went down there. This dude, he was a chef. So he went down there for the summer to work, right? And he fucked
Mhm.
around and met my stepmother. His ass never came. Well, he finally came back after he got a divorce. But yeah, that's what they say. They say when you go to Florida, you get stuck. That's what they say. It happened to him. She said, I don't trust nobody with synthetic hair. Well, Rico,
It's because of It's because of the gravity here.
far as what, the heat?
Nah, why people get here and stay?
Yeah, I mean, they said that's what
Gravitational
they said.
pull.
I went down there and I stayed, but I left with my father. The only reason it didn't work out. So, but all of us Negroes ain't the same. All of us are not tropical Negroes. That we not, because I just not with all. I mean, I'm not with all of that heat like that. That extra humidity, it's too much. It's just entirely too much. But yeah, I have braids in, but I'm not bald headed by a long shot. You see my hair,
How
so
long is your hair? I haven't seen your hair.
if you go to my YouTube page and you go to the shorts, you can see a hair. You can see my hair when it's picked out. I'm natural.
Mhm.
I don't get relaxers. You want to go look?
I mean, you got capabilities to pull it up because you're admin
Hold
on
on
this.
1 second. Oh God.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying you could
I'm
have
just
just sent
saying I'll
it.
send it
You
to you
could
so
have
you can
sent.
see it
Yeah.
yourself.
So
Like
what are you doing?
it's
Yeah.
just a
Why are you
hairstyle.
taking the long route?
I'm not bald headed. Like I'm not bald headed. I have
You
hair.
never said that. You don't
My
gotta
hair is
take the long
probably
route.
hold
Take the
on.
short route.
Huh?
Said take the short route.
What? Cut my hair off?
More. It's not what I said. You're always listening with. I don't know what the hell do you listen with. What do you listen with? Your teeth?
Hold on 1 second.
It seems like you listen with your mouth. That's crazy. That's funny as hell, boo. How do you listen with your teeth?
I don't. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
Well, women are
I'll just
crazy.
pull it up real quick so you can see.
Why do women listen with their teeth?
Huh?
I said, why do women listen with their teeth?
You're trying to say that we talk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rico, if you don't like synthetic, then you definitely don't. You better not go to the grocery store and pick up anything that has artificial coloring. If you want to judge me and say I don't deal with women that wear braids and synthetic hair, then you definitely shouldn't be eating anything out of the grocery store because half of that stuff has synthetic dyes in it, right? So if you're going to judge according to that, make sure you judge according to yourself. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? Hold on 1 second. Let me
She
get this.
said, pause on the synthetic hair, fellas. Listen,
Hold on 1 second. Let me see something real quick. I'll pull it up.
women like to listen with their teeth, and I need to put that on a TikTok.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let me. Oh, guess what? I took off. Well, my full-time job, I took off yesterday, so I don't have to rush to go to bed. All right, so I'm going to go to my shorts, and I can show you, sir, what I look like with my natural hair. Okay, that's what I'll do for you.
Do whatever.
Oh, I know, Trish, but I still, I just find it funny that these people always try to play with us like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's style. A lot of it's just fashion. As women, part of being women is we like to just play makeup and do stuff like that. It's not that we don't love ourselves. It's just that that's just part of what we like to do sometimes, like costume play. It's not that I don't know how beautiful I am.
Fucking some dolls, some Barbie dolls.
Well, we are Barbies and we are dolls. So we're going to play with ourselves as if I'm a Barbie doll because that's what women do.
Play with yourself.
I'm just saying, if you're saying, oh, you can go play with dolls, we're a doll. So we're going to play
I
like
said y'all were dolls. I didn't say go play with dolls. I said y'all are like Barbie dolls.
Oh. So
Yeah,
when we do
that's what I'm
Barbie
saying.
doll
You
stuff,
that's
why
what I
do
say. You
men
like
act
listening
more
with your teeth. You're listening with your teeth.
Okay, let me show you. How can I blow this up where you can see it on the whole screen?
You gotta click arrows and stuff. You gotta think about what's going on.
Okay, here we go.
I'll click on a picture and then fucking resize it. You
There
gotta
you
use
go.
your common enumerators.
There you go. That's my hair. I just took my braids out and I'm about to wash my hair. How that look? And for real, I feel like it's there. Like see the thing is I'm trying to get this part to hit. So once this hits the bottom,
So you got
then
an
I'll
afro,
be
but your hair is
definitely
short.
wearing what? It's just, that's my hair. It's in the afro. That's my natural state of hair.
I know you
And
didn't
I
even hear
know.
what I said.
But what did you say?
Why would you say what if you didn't hear what I said?
What did you say?
No.
Not that curly. You know what I'm saying? It's just yeah. So anyway, there you go, Ro. That's me. That's me. My hair. Okay. Just in case people like, oh no, I got hair. But it's unnecessary.
I
It's
never said you didn't have hair. I
no.
just said
I was
you wearing all that extra hair in the heat. It's crazy.
well when I was down there, I had short hair. Short blonde hair. I can show you that.
Anybody wearing hair in this heat is an idiot.
It's entirely too hot for all. That's why, you know what I'm saying, you wear braids, but I can't do them wigs like that. I don't see how they do wigs in the heat like that. It's entirely too hot. Like I got it, but hey, whatever. It's entirely too hot for all of that. But anywho, on to the next thing. I know. It's addiction though. It's an addiction. I have an addiction to getting my hair done. Like, and it's an unnecessary expense, to be honest. Like, the thing is with and this is me being slightly biased or judgmental, I wear my hair in various ways. Various ways. Depending on how I wear my hair, it attracts different types of men, right? And what I notice is that if I do wear like weaves, it's weird. Do you know more black men would try to holler if I wear like long weaves? But when I do like natural styles, men from other races are the ones that give me the most compliments. I put my hand to God. And I don't know if that has something to do with the psychological conditioning for you not to be Europeanized and you want to be attracted to a woman that has straight hair. But I'm just saying, in my personal experience, when I'm natural, it's the men from other races that give me the most compliments. But when I get a sewing or a good bundles, that's when the black dudes be all up on you. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm confused because I'm not tripping, Trish, because I'm like, I thought I was tripping. Because I'm like, hold up real quick. Now, if a woman wants a black man, from what the evidence is showing, you're probably going to have to like look Europeanized to a certain extent. That's just the experiences that I've noticed. But when I wear my afro out or I wear natural, no weaves. But then again, the white men, they don't give a shit. I feel like they don't be judging the same way. Like, maybe they got game too because the white men, they give you compliments. They give you compliment. They always, ladies, this is what white men do, right? When they want to let you know they like black women, they always will give you a compliment about your hair. I like your hair. You say, see, that's bullshit. You sitting there saying men like natural beauty. You say that. That's what men say. Yeah, when you're in the house. But do they really like natural beauty? Hey, I don't think so. Unless they're like some Afrocentric, living off the land, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's something different. But just from my personal experience, I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's just not what I've seen. But I don't hate y'all for it. I'm just saying, if y'all like natural beauty, then why do women take all of this extra time to be fixing their stuff up? If they felt like they didn't need to do that to get a man, they wouldn't be doing it. Trust me. They wouldn't do it. So y'all can say that y'all like natural beauty, but that's some bullshit. And that's just my personal opinion. Because as a woman, what makes us a woman is the fact that we like to enhance ourselves. No, as a man, if you start enhancing yourself a little too much, what do they say? You're feminine. If a man starts arching his eyebrows, if he starts putting on a little lip gloss, you say you disagree, Trish. What do you disagree with? What do you disagree with? What opinion of mine do you disagree with? The natural part of men like not liking natural women? I'm just saying maybe you need to tailor make. She says, I do nothing for a man. Well, maybe you got some good poom poom. That makes a difference. That makes a difference. Maybe it is psychological. I don't know. Because men say they don't like all that makeup. They do say that. But why do they promote women? Why do they promote a certain image on TV for women? Like, why do they promote that if that's not what men want? Like, if they wanted something different, don't you think they would let the people know that they want something different? If that's the case, why do women think they need to go get plastic surgery? Like, what would be the point? They would be stopping the women. If the men wanted natural women, then why are all of these women lining up to get brand new breasts, ass, and titties just because they sagged a little bit after they had their babies for these men? Why are women spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get these augmentations on their body? If you men want natural women, why don't y'all put the plastic surgery? Why don't you put them out of business and let them, because plastic surgeons, that outside of cosmetic surgery, a true plastic surgeon helps people that have issues where they may need, like deformities and stuff. That's what plastic surgeons do outside of cosmetic surgery. They help people that may have deformities. So why are we sponsoring an industry that uses beauty to make you believe that you have to spend all of this money and possibly die? You could die from getting a BBL. Like, that's the most dangerous plastic surgery you can get. Why do I know females right now that are very beautiful, but they are addicted to getting the BBL? And guess what? They still spent Valentine's Day by themselves. I know bitches, and I'm like, why did you do that? And then you be starting to think that you need to get a BBL. Right? And you be like, damn. Well, let me show you. This is me. I'm natural. This is me natural. I'm natural. I don't have any augmentations other than braids. She says, I believe in squats, no shots.
She said it on white. Crazy. Bitch probably don't shit. Dusty motherfucker. No. Let me see. She got kicked out the game. Be back. Be back. Be back. Huh? better quit doing that shit. Put that poison in their body. Mm. Her phone probably died. I don't know. What happened?
This is Antonia. How can I help you?
What happened?
I thought you turned off the live. Maybe the universe did it.
How's the live off? You got kicked out.
You kicked me out. It says go live. It's gone. It says something went wrong during the streaming connection.
I did not click. I did not in no fucking live.
I'm telling you, I didn't touch it either. It just literally just
Yeah,
cut off.
you're lying because I didn't
swear to
touch
God,
anything.
Hold on, let me show you.
You see what it says? It says in
Let me show
stream.
you.
There's 19 people there. Nobody touched anything.
I'm telling you some good shit.
You hit the wrong fucking button.
I swear to God, I didn't hit nothing.
You
Just
got
like
a
you try to
phone
tell
call.
me, that I didn't hit that moderator button. I know damn well.
You did.
I know damn well. Hold on, here we go. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you exactly what this is.
You did. You were hitting the wrong one and you just hit the wrong button.
Look, you see that?
Yeah, you have to refresh the page.
I refreshed it.
That's your connection, fam. That ain't got nothing to do with me. When that page shows up, it's because of your connection, cuz.
You're trying to blame me for stuff that I had nothing to do with.
You should have said something. You talking about then answer
I
the
figured
phone
you
talking about. Man, I'm not even touching the damn computer. So what are you talking about?
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's that assuming and overreacting and talking with your fucking
Yeah, but
teeth.
the people can hear us talking.
I don't give a shit. Shit, turn that down.
Hold on a second. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's why you communicate. You don't sit there and then wait, and then when I call you talking about this is Antonia, who is this? Like, get the fuck out of here, son. You better get your life together. Fuck you got going on. That shit is crazy ass strategy. Yeah, refresh your fucking page and come back to the forefront. Like, stop playing all these different ass fucking mind games. That shit be so whack. Like, what be wrong with y'all women, cuz?
I'm not playing any mind games. I swear to God, I didn't do anything.
I swear to God, I didn't do anything. You supposed to get back in the damn beam, but you sitting over there looking like, all right, when he calls, I'm gonna play fucking mind games.
I'm not like any other woman.
I don't
We're
give a
all
fuck
different.
I don't care about no other nothing. You playing mind games, kid.
I'm playing mind games because the universe turned the live off.
Right. All right. Whatever you
I
say.
had nothing to do with that. It literally just went. It disappeared. It said. It was an interruption. But anyway. So tell me, how was your day today? You gave out a lot of information to these people. Do you think those people that you surround yourself with in other groups are open to the knowledge that you're able to give them? Or they don't want to waddle in the mud and the graveyards and the cemetery?
So is your computer working now?
You don't see me on the computer?
Nah, I see you in there, but you got your phone and that on.
I can cut this off. Bye.
Nigga, that crazy. The motherfucking man thought she got kicked out the shindig. So she gonna sit over there in the fucking nothingness playing fucking possum until somebody says, and all of a sudden, this is Antonia. Who is this? Don't you ever play with me? Who do you think I'm is? Shoulda get your ass cussed the fuck out. Cursed the fuck out, man.